Hi everyone, I'm Saizo and I'll show you how to win top lane in 4 minutes. This works with any strong early champion, but also includes some general guidelines. My plan is to set up a slow push, stack the waves and crash the third wave. Also notice that my jungler is pathing topside, but we come back to that later. Depending on how the enemy plays it the first 3 waves, I have 3 options. First, after having crushed the third wave, I can either recall and grab another item and match the enemy top laner with an item lead. This is what is also being called a cheater recall. Or second, if I got some good trades before, I will tower dive him and make him lose minions. Or third, if an enemy is too healthy to be Dothan, but I still got some good trades on him, I just stay in lane. This is what many people fail to understand. The cheater recall exists to grant you an advantage, but if you already have an advantage, recalling is often worse. So let's get into it. I auto-attack the minion once to get a push advantage, but I do not want to auto-attack more because then the minions might push too fast. I wait for on to show up and will always make sure to keep the wave slightly pushed. Auto-attacking on means that I draw minion aggro and therefore my wave would push too fast, so I just play around my Q cooldown. We also practice bone plating and set it on a 55 seconds cooldown. Most players think that you need to clear 7 minions to hit level 2 as a solo laner. But you can also get level 2 from 4 melee minions and only 2 caster minions. On fails to realize that and I surprise him with a great level 2 versus level 1 trade. I last hit to stall for the third wave, but he's still not in lethal range, so I do not pop my potion yet. The third wave is about to arrive and if On ever steps up, I will go onto him. Otherwise, I will just make him lose CS, place a ward and stay in lane. I find another chunk onto him and get level 3 of the second melee minion from the third wave. On locks himself in his W animation, so I wait it out and hit him with the W auto attack Q combo. Now he's in lethal range and I will tower dive him. I lasted only to stall for my W to come off cooldown again. Now I look out for 2 things. First, since On has TP and the low death timers, I wait until my cannon minion is 2 towers away from dying. And second, I want to block On from last hitting my low HP caster minions so that he won't get level 3 from it. I pull down On at his curly horns and he will now lose the maximum amount of minions and therefore gold and experience. Also the 4th and 5th wave will now slow push back into me since we crushed the first 3 waves. In any case of what has happened before, I'm stronger than my lane opponent and can fight him. Coming back to why I mentioned my jungler pathing topside. This is now exactly the timing for when the scuttle spawns. This means that we can gank him now. We can even 2v2 since I'm much stronger or I can freeze him. If your jungler is not around, just thin out the wave and equalize his level 4 before trading him harder again. In this case, we spotted the enemy jungler bot side, which leaves On with no options. He has to crash this wave or suffer infinitely. In either case, the lane is now lost for him. As I said, even if my jungler is not around, I can hold the wave in front of my tower and abuse my item lead over him and force him to call his jungler to crush the wave and therefore share a lot of experience. Here, with my jungler around and no enemy jungler, I can intentionally take a bad trade against On, chunk him, stop the wave from crashing and set up the gank for my jungler. I now make sure to grab level 4 whilst damaging On at the same time and not give him lethal on me, but also staying in range to catch up to him. So I pop my ghost and we chase On down as if he was playing a ranged top laner and send him back to his forging dreams. Now we have to look at the wave state. If the enemy wave is bigger than mine, I can just recall immediately and freeze him afterwards. But in this case, my wave is already slow pushing back into him, so I have to crush it into the tower. I even grab a turret plating here and reset. At this point, I'm super far ahead, the lane is pretty much over for On and I could snowball my lead into a victory. And as always, follow me and like the video for more educational League of Legends content. Thank you.